Bathroom epiphany.
Okay, everyone, we are live, even though I did not want to be live right now because I have to pee. So I'm going to
Well,
go to the restroom, and
and come
Miss
back. What are you coming
Ivana,
back with?
I'm coming back with the bathroom epiphany, and Miss Ivana is going to introduce us and let you know more about what we're doing today. So, Miss Ivana, you can take that away. I'm going to run to the bathroom because Ivana wouldn't let me wait 1 minute to go to the restroom. So let's see if I
Because
come back with an
timing is
epiphany.
important and planning is important. You know, I tell my
Exactly.
students, transitions. You pee at every transition. So the transition time was before we got into the green room and while we were in
Yeah.
the green room.
But I'll have you know, Ivana, with one child. I've had 3 children. I peed before I got into the green room, and I've had 3 children sit on my bladder for 9 months apiece. So there. Introduce us. I'm going to pee.
All right. So
Take it away,
Rhonda has
lady.
left. Yeah, right. And your picture's done. So Rhonda has left, is just kind of stepped away from the hangout. She's going to go collect her bathroom epiphany. And I'm going to introduce the hangout a little bit today. Random hangout. So our random topic for today is silly, funny tips. And so in our effort to be silly and funny, um, there she goes. She's left for her bathroom epiphany, right? So, hey, you need to be taking a break. I hope you're taking your break with us today because it has been a jam-packed week. Since Rhonda's gone, I'm going to tell you a little bit, our whole thing with some of the stuff, new things we've learned this week. So some of the new things that we've learned this week, I actually have been on I ran away from home out to Sarnia, Canada, which for those of you who don't know, and honestly I didn't know, Sarnia is on Lake Huron, and it is truly quite a beautiful, beautiful place. It is just over the border, probably I'd say about an hour north of Detroit. And so I was invited by my friend Sadiq, and Glenn Dietzel, who is a super, super marketing expert and small business expert. They do a lot of work with small business owners. And I had the pleasure of being invited along with a bunch of other really great people um, out to Canada, where I got to experience something called an intensive. So this is right up the alley of something that I've been wanting to do. I know Rhonda's been wanting to do. Several of us have been wanting to have a really powerful intensive with just a few people where you really, really pound through some work and some data and get a lot of transformational work done. So, hey, you're back. So I've
I
just been
am
telling
back.
everybody about some of my tips are going to come from today, from Glenn Dietzel, and I will share his website so that you guys could get the benefit of some of his wisdom as well. But I want to know, what was your bathroom epiphany for today?
Okay, so my bathroom epiphany was hashtag bathroom epiphany that children are completely related to the bathroom. They sit on your bladder for 9 months and make you have to use the bathroom every 10 minutes, and then they never let you use the bathroom alone. They're very bathroom relatable.
Bathroom relatable. And so, right, they never let you use the bathroom alone, and then when they get to a certain age, they never leave the bathroom, I think especially if you have girls.
Yes, definitely. Then you can't ever get in your bathroom because they won't let you in the bathroom. Yeah, definitely. So children and bathrooms, there's a connection there.
Well,
I'm
you
not
know
sure
what?
what it is, but it's children are hashtag bathroom relatable.
Well, you know what that reminds
My
me of?
children used to stick their hands under the door.
Oh, did they really?
Mom, mom, yeah, and then I would step on their hand.
Hey, so I have a question to ask, and I have no idea. I'm going to step into the room just to see. But what I'm curious about is, how are customers like children? Huh?
Customers are like children. Yeah, you have to guide them and teach them and groom them to do the way that you want them to do, just like you do your children. So yeah, that's very relatable. I use that analogy a lot too. You can learn being a parent will help you in a lot of things, like being a supervisor, being a CEO of your own company. The people that work for you and your team, you have to treat them in kind of a way that you would treat your children in a certain way, in the fact that, you have to groom people and train them to do like you want them to do. And sometimes I know I felt like I was running a daycare
Well,
with some
exactly.
people.
Exactly. And I think that one of the cool things about it is that you say, they sit with you for 9 months, right? And then
Hmm.
they take over your life and, mom, 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 right? So, what are some ways that we used to manage our children that we can use? Because I tell you what, I am an older mom, right? I didn't have kids till I was like 35. I think I was pushing 36. So I've had a whole corporate career before I became a mom. And one of the things that I found is that I learned so much from teaching my son, right, as a child. And I use these skills still today in
Right.
working with clients. So the first one is when children are really, really young, you cannot speak to them. Meaning, and let me be clear, like if they're doing something, like I have these little doodads on my curtains. They're very pretty little hangy things, right? And one of the things that happens is my son would go around and grabbing and pulling them off. Now, when they're like 18 months old, saying, don't do that, because when you do that, this is what happens. I find that it's very much the same with my clients and my customers. Sometimes you need to just like physically show them and remove them from the situation that's causing them harm, right?
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
what are some things that you found were similar between kids and clients?
Well, I find that with your clients, you have to remind them of different things and why they're doing things and why you're doing certain things a certain way and that it's going to be beneficial to them, just like you do with your children. Your children think you're punishing them because, oh, you're just a mean mom, or my favorite line is because I said so.
Yeah, right.
So, and they hate that, but everything that we do for them is for their benefit. It may seem like, oh, we just don't want them to have fun, but that's not what it is. We all want our children to have fun. We all want them to enjoy life, be children, all of that. And the same with our clients. Both of us, I think, and most people do. If you're in business, you have a passion for helping people.
Exactly.
And so the things that you tell them, even though they may not agree with you or they may think, okay, well, this is just silly, or this, they just don't want me to have fun, or they don't want me to make money, then, but that's not it. There's an order to everything, and you have to learn that. I've had a lot of new clients who are like, okay, well, I just want to, they have this build it and they will come mentality,
Right.
where they just want to throw a product out there and no one knows them from Adam's house cat. And they're like, okay, well, let's make me a six-figure launch. Okay, well, I can help you do that, but there are steps to doing that. So you can't just throw a product out there and everybody's going to come buy it. There's steps to that to make it happen. And
Right.
they don't understand that. They think you're being the mean lady who doesn't want them to throw their product out there. That's not it. I don't want you to throw your product out there and it flop or you look silly or whatever. So I'm trying to parent you a little bit in that category. So yeah, that's kind of how I relate. I'd like to hear how some other people have
Yeah, I
related
just posted
parenthood
the
to their
question.
business.
Yeah, what is your best client parenting skill, right? Hashtag client parenting, right?
Yes,
Is your
exactly.
best hashtag client, whoops, client parenting
I
skill.
love the way that you sound things out as you
It's like,
type them. We have Mark Pierce says that he's having a busy day, but he thought it would be cool. This would be a cool hangout to attend, so he dropped everything just to join us. That's so sweet, Mark. Thank you very much.
That is so sweet. I'm really, really glad that you did, Mark, because we are all about, this is, we're only going to do this for a few more minutes. It's just a great way to just take a break, have some fun. If you are not having fun, then you are going to have a really tough time working on your business. And, I learned that from Ivy Slater,
Yeah.
who is going to be one of our Bizapalooza presenters. So I got to tell everybody, I got to do my shameless pitch. www.smallbizapalooza. Register today, because what's going to happen is there's going to be just like a ton of small business experts. It's all free. It's totally awesome. But what I learned from Ivy Slater, and
I'm going to be on there.
You are going to be on there, absolutely.
All right.
And one of the things that Ivy Slater says, and so does David Newman, from the author of Do It Marketing, one of our previous guests, is that you have to be, the marketing that you do has to be such that you cannot wait to get it done. You got to be like so happy about it, right? So it's got to be effortless and easy. So that's a shout out to David Newman. And what Ivy Slater says is you have to have a big why. Like the reason that you're getting up in the morning, right?
Right.
So we were just talking about kids, and you and I both have kids. You have kids that are in college. We got kids that are going to be in college, and right away we know that there is a big why of like, how are we going to pay for this, right?
Right.
Oh, and here's Cheryl has a great tip for us. Cheryl Deuce, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl says, the best technique I have is to make them think it's their idea and not mine, because then they have buy-in. Brilliant.
Yeah, I use that with my husband. Like, honey, that is a wonderful idea. Oh, when you were talking about such and such, and then I'll throw in what we're actually going to do, that was a really good idea that you came up with.
Well, I know somebody is going to absolutely jump all over me when I do this, but one of my guilty pleasures is to listen to Dr. Laura Schlesinger. And I know she screams at people. I know she does these things, right? But, she does say some things that are truly spot on. And she gave a tip yesterday that I thought was fantastic, right along those lines. She said, oh, no, it wasn't Dr. Laura. You know who it was? It was on Oprah, and she had John Gray on, Venus and Mars.
Yeah.
And the distinction was, when you want your husband to do something, ask them, like, would you help me with these dishes, right? Because husbands really want to be of service, right? But when you say, could you take out the garbage? Could you do this? It doesn't engage them, and it doesn't enroll them to do whatever it is that you're asking. And so Oprah's like, oh, seriously, what's the difference? Would you, could you? And John Gray says, well, Oprah, it's the difference between could you marry me and would you marry me?
Ah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, and that.
Okay, you dropped out.
Would you marry? I said, yeah, there's a big difference.
Could you marry me, or would you? There's a huge difference, right? And as soon as he said that, she just like pulled away, and I thought that was really, really awesome. What a great interjection into relationships to ask for would you, right?
Yeah, and that's something good to remember when you're writing copy and emails and things like that for your clients too. The way you say things will have a lot to do with how they respond and whether they do what it is you want them to do or not too.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. And I love to tell my husband too how sexy he looks doing those dishes. That helps too.
Absolutely. Hey, so I have another interesting tip. I don't even know if we're doing the tips that you're doing.
We're doing some tips today. We're just random, so we're doing whatever. But yeah, we're gonna have some good stuff.
So I have some more tips along would you, could you. So these are all like language tips, right? So hashtag what? Power language. How's that? Hashtag power language, right? So hashtag power language is, the next tip is, instead, when, you know how people will say, how would you do something?
Mm-hmm.
right? Whenever you would do that, instead of
Right.
asking how can we make this happen, get this. Ask in what ways? In what ways can we get more people to, opt in to our website or whatever? In what ways can we get more people to join our webinar? In what ways can we get more people to random hang out with us, right? What that does is,
Exactly. And you just used another power language, hashtag power language, um, that I've learned too is using the word we. Don't say
oh,
I
yes.
or you. Use the word we. So how can we make this happen? Even if we aren't going to be the ones doing it, if you're going to have the other person doing it, just
Yes.
by saying we're in this together, how can we make this happen? Um, it's powerful language too. Just that one word. Don't say you or me. Say we. That's a big one. So the fact that you added in we is a big deal too, and that does work.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great one. So I have another one. I have another one that's going to transform your life. Ready?
Yes.
Hashtag power language. Replace but with and. Because
Oh,
but implies mutually exclusive elements. I would love to go to Europe, but I don't have any money.
exactly. Well, but erases everything you said before the but too.
Correct,
Right.
right? But when
Exactly.
you use and you'll be amazed at what a difference it makes in your conversation with people. So let's say,
So
oh,
I would love to go to Europe, and I will once I have the money.
exactly. Or I would love to go to Europe, and I'll have to think of some creative ways to make it happen on a budget. Or I really
Yes.
love that idea, Rhonda, and we can also do blah, blah, blah.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Hey, we got tips coming in.
Yeah,
I've
we
got,
got Kristen. You want to read her tip?
yeah, I'm going to read her tip, right? Uh,
Yes.
hashtag client parenting tip. Be direct, lay out your expectations. Oh, amen, my woman.
Yes.
Then do a knowledge check. There she goes with the hashtag, rock on,
I know.
to
I
make
love it.
sure you understand what they understood of what you're asking. Oh, brilliant, Kristen. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was a
Right. Exactly.
okay. So is it
She
time
also gave
for
another
something
great tip
else?
too, and always offer more choices, more boundaries, more responsibilities, more freedom. It's a delicate balance, and she
Oh,
hashtag more, and that's good. That's what we do in parenting too. Is age appropriate. We're offering more of we're offering more choices. We're also
great.
giving them more abilities and that kind of thing. I have teenagers now, so as they transition in their teenage life, I'm giving them, more boundaries of different things because they're allowed to do more things, so they have more responsibility. But
Right.
because they have more responsibility, I do expect more from them as well. So that's definitely that's the parenting, and we use that with our clients and in our business as well too. And you have
Absolutely.
to set boundaries with your clients too. If you don't, then they will take advantage of you and your time, and you don't want to let that happen. And they'll respect you more too if you set the
They
boundaries.
really
I used to
will.
be
And
really bad about that. I would if it was a Saturday, I'm with my kids and a client emailed me, I would just drop everything and respond to the client, and I can't do that. And I don't do that anymore unless I am already, working or whatever on a Saturday. But with a lot of clients, I won't even answer, even if I am working, just because I don't want to set that tone that, hey,
exactly.
oh, she answered me on a Saturday, so she'll always answer me on a Saturday. And then you do that, you'll never get your Saturdays back.
Okay, so you know what? We have 10 minutes left. I have a hard stop at 2:30. I know all
Okay.
these people want to get back to work.
Okay, well, let me give my tips then.
Give your tips,
Miss
please.
Hoggy Face, you took all the
Sorry.
time.
That's how I do it. Sorry.
That's fine, mine are quick. Okay, so one of the tips, I only give two today. So one of the tips that I learned, and you guys may already know this, I don't know if you do or not, but I knew about it, but I didn't know exactly how it worked because I hadn't really tried it, is putting your blog on Google authorship. So if you have a website and you have a blog on that website, then you want to get it on Google authorship because Google is the big search engine, and of course, the stuff on Google is going to take priority over anything else. That's just how it works. So you can do this by, most people have a WordPress website or WordPress blog. So there is a plugin for Google authorship, and it's called Basic Google Authorship. If you just search in the plugins in your WordPress admin area, install that, and then it'll ask for your profile link. So you just go to your Google Plus and click on your profile, and then get that URL and put that in there. And then what you want to do is on your Google Plus profile, go to profile and go to account, and then go to edit profile. And underneath where it says contributor to, you want to make sure that that website is listed there under the contributor to, and make that public. So that's going to get what you're posting in your blog on Google authorship. So that's my first tip. Do you have anything around that? Even I know you already knew about that and had already set it up, so you may know even more about it than I do. I just got everything set up this week.
Honey, I am one of these people that figures something out.
And then you forget how you did it.
And I don't know how I did it. I've done it. You know what I did? I just Googled it, and then I found a video on YouTube, and that's what I did. That is another big tip, right? Anything you want to do, freaking type it into YouTube or Google. You would be amazed.
Oh, I know. I tell people I am an RN by profession. I was a nurse. So I didn't do this. I didn't go to school for this. I ended up later on going to school for business and marketing, but still they teach you nothing about online business. They just don't. They're behind. They still are behind. So everything I learned, I went to the school of Google. I mean, I really did. Everything I wanted to learn to do, I Googled it, and I learned how to do it. And another person that I really I really like their tips, and I like what they're doing, is Richard Branson. And one of his things was, if you are offered a great opportunity, always say yes and then figure out how to do it later. That's what I did.
That's it.
And that's how I learned to become an online business manager. I mean, it really is. I started this about 10 years ago, and I would take offers from people. You know, they would say, oh, do you know how to set up Kajabi? And at the time, I'd never even heard of Kajabi, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can do that. Because I'm like, I mean, how hard could it be? I could figure it out. So that's what I would do. I would take these jobs, and people would ask me, you know, it might be something that I kind of knew a little bit about, but wasn't quite sure if I could do it or not, but I was going to figure it out because I was getting paid. So that's how I learned a lot of new systems, is people would come to me and say, oh, do you know how to use such and such? And I'm like, sure, I know how to. I do that all the time. Yeah, I could do that in my sleep. Awesome. And then I would just figure it out. I would Google it, or you know, whatever. I didn't charge them for my learning curve time, but it was an opportunity for me. I learned better by doing. Right. So, hey, here was an opportunity for me to do something, get paid for it, and I learned how to do it, and I could add that to my my resume.
Well, so, I want to, before we go, I got to say something to everyone who's watching.
I have one more tip, Big Mouth.
Well, I know, but Mark Pierce says he creates video tutorials on Google authorship. Smiley face.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's why I interrupted
you. Oh, Mark, if you have, oh, great. If you have a link to your tip there and how to do that, please post it in the comments so everyone can learn how to do that. That's awesome. I want to learn that myself. So, Mark, post a link to anything you have going on that shows people how to do that. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so my last tip, we have 5 more minutes.
Right.
Miss Bossy Pants. Hashtag.
I can show you my bossy pants.
That's what I'm going to hashtag you all day today. Okay, so my last one is, you know, you guys know I am the mayor of VA Village. I got to get my plug in there. I didn't get a plug earlier because I was peeing. Okay, so so my last tip for today is to start outsourcing. And we all need to outsource. We all need help. Even Miss DIY over here, I'm part of her team as well. We all need help, and we all need to outsource. So to get started with that, a lot of times it's hard to get it to someone else. So do it in small chunks. So I just once a week, take 1 hour a week, and either write down the steps of how to do the task that a task that you hate doing, you shouldn't be doing, or whatever that you want to get to someone else. Just 1 hour a week. Take the time to write down the steps that you take to do that task, and you can also do a video screencast of you doing that task while you're doing it. And that's an easier way because you're taking care of the task and you're recording while you're doing it and recording the steps of how to do it. And while you're doing that, you can be thinking, hey, this might be the last time I have to do this crazy thing. So do that once a week. If you have more time, do more. But at least one a week, and you will get a lot of this stuff off your plate, and you will be surprised at the big difference that it makes just to take one task that you shouldn't be doing, don't play. It will make a huge difference in your business and how far you can grow as well. So that's my last tip, and that's probably the best tip I have.
Yes, it will make you money.
It will.
Everyone thinks it'll cost you money, but it will make you money, and I can say that for a fact.
Exactly, it will. And you don't have to start big either. You can start in small chunks too, as far as outsourcing as well. Head on over to VAvillage.com and there you can have a free strategy session with the one and only me. And I will show you how it can be affordable and make you money. There's my plug. Give your plug, Miss Ivana, and then we're going to let these kind people go on with their day.
I know, right? So my big plug right now is DIYmarketers.com has a brand new site. I'm telling you about it even though there's still some things that we are fixing. So if you are Mr. or Mrs. Critical Pants, hey, head on over there. See if you can find some missing broken links. Maybe your download won't work. If you find it, you let me know.
I love that plug. I love it. That's great. And she does. She's got a new program called The Insider, and I'm telling you, this thing is awesome because I'm part of putting it together as well. It's awesome. We are still working out some bugs. You can get in free and give some tips. And if you are like, English Nazi and download Nazi and website Nazi, please come on over. We can use your help.
Totally awesome, right? And
you get in for free. There's great information in there. You'll learn a lot. So go on over there, DIYmarketers.com. Get in while it's beta, while it's buggy. Get in and
get in while it's buggy.
Right? Get in while it's buggy.
I'll tell you something that is not buggy, and that is Bizapalooza, folks. I've got a link on the event, smallbizapalooza.com. Please head over there and register. That is totally, totally free, right? And it's.
I am dying over here.
You're dying. We will sell you stuff later.
We are going to run you a Facebook ad that says "Get in while it's buggy." Holy crap! I'm about to cry.
I gotta get on a call. These people gotta work. Go to work.
I got 1 more minute.
No, my phone has been ringing off the hook. Do you hear that ding?
All right, that's the hashtag for today. Hashtag get in while it's buggy. We'll see you guys next week. Same day, same time, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Take a break and have some fun with us on Hump Day. Thank you. Hump Day. Hashtag get in while it's buggy. I can't even say it. It's so funny.
Shut it down.
I can't. I can't see. I'm laughing too hard. Woo, okay.
This is the best marketing strategy. All you critical people, get over there. Find the mistakes. Why
Get
you
in
can't?
while it's